Welcome back to Anointed to Bling. It's your girl here, Rein, and I want to start out by wishing you a happy new year. It is 2019, and we have been blessed to cross over and make it into another year. I don't know about you, but I am truly grateful to God for still being around. And I'm grateful for you too for always tuning in and supporting me like you do. In the new year, I like to take some time to go through my things and see what I want to keep and see what I want to get rid of. Because you know what? With the new year, it's a fresh start and it is very symbolic of things to come. And I tend to go through my closet and look for those pieces that I either want to give away, throw away, or spruce up. And today, that's what we're here to do. So if you want to find out what I'm doing, stay tuned. It's coming up now. I don't know about you, but I am heavily influenced by Chanel. She is one of my favorite designers just because it's classy and it's amazing. And Pierre Balmain is another one of my favorite designers just because I'm extra. But you know what? Sometimes a sister can't afford to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a beautiful jacket. So what I like to do is go through my own clothes and figure out how I can repurpose them influenced by some of my favorite designers. Now, I've had this jacket for quite a while. It was one of my favorite jackets that I got from White House Black Market, as you'll see in just a minute here. And I really liked it. The bow is what drew me to it. It was classy. It had that Chanel-esque feel when I got it. And then I went to church and saw someone else in it. In fact, we ended up at the same service dressed exactly alike. And it lost a little bit of its excitement for me. But I'm showing you this jacket because I think instead of tossing it, we can spruce this up, repurpose it, inspired by Chanel, inspired by Balmain, and still keep the integrity of it. So I'm going to try to figure out what I want to do to spruce this up a little bit and make it something that is fresh and new for 2019. So let's go. Let's do it. So I was digging through some of my brooches because I keep and collect a lot of these, pick them up from a lot of different places. And I found this one and thought it would be a great addition to that bow. Now, remember when that bow lays on the shoulder, it doesn't lay straight across, it lays vertically. And so what I'm doing here is just peeling the back off of that stem. And then I was using the file to kind of file that down because we want it as flat as possible. Then I'm taking my E6000 and I'm just going to run that across the back of that little charm bow, brooch, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to attach that to the front of that bow. Again, this bow lays vertically, not horizontally, which is why I'm attaching it that way. And you're just going to hold it to make sure that things hold. And I added a couple little pearls that I did off camera. Moving on to the jacket, there were a lot of seams in this particular jacket, and I decided to take some rhinestone trim and start out by running it along those seams. This clip is a little blurry. My camera had a little bit of a difficulty focusing in, but you can see it there. And so I'm just going to go through all those seams on the jacket and lay out that rhinestone trim and see what we come up with, because I think it's really going to be a great enhancement. And for that, I'm just using that E6000 to go down each of those seams. And you want to make sure that when you're running your trim isn't twisting. So you kind of have to hold it and lay it out in sections as I'm doing here. You just want to make sure that you're using your index finger to just kind of lay it out and lay it neatly. Okay, and be careful with that E6000. You don't want to squeeze that bottle too hard. You just want enough of a coat of that glue to lay out your trim and not have that glue bleeding on the fabric. So once I got all of the trim on there. I just wanted to show you what it's looking like right now with that bow. It's just a little bit of embellishment, but it's actually really classy. I could stop here if I wanted to. This is the back of it. But of course, you know I'm extra, so I'm not gonna stop. And my son, inspired by Pierre Balmain, juiced me to go with this little pattern on the back. Now, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. You can tell me what you think about it later. I'm kind of debating going back and filling all that in. But what we did is laid that rhinestone trim in a triangular shape. And I'm just taking my glue and putting those pearls on the inside. Here it is, finished. Again, it seems a little bit abrupt, of an abrupt stop, but I added those pearls along the sleeves, in between that rhinestone trim, and along the back. And so we're not finished yet. In the sides of that jacket was this open space underneath the sleeve that I decided to go ahead and fill in with pearls. Now, I used the tacky glue for this because it was just faster and allowed me to spread it in a little bit more. And so what you're seeing here is the front of the jacket. Now, I really like how this came out. Just a couple of tips here. Using that tacky glue, when you lay those pearls, make sure that you lay the jacket or whatever you're embellishing out nice and flat so that they adhere nice and flat to the base, because when you put it on, you don't want your embellishments coming off. And so you see it here on the sides of that jacket, on the sleeve, and it's really just enough. It's inspired by Balmain and Chanel. I tried to keep the integrity of the jacket, but do something that really spruced it up and made it fresh and new and my own, since I came across someone who had the same exact jacket, and we ended up at church wearing it together. We laughed about it, but you know I had to make this my own. And I'm going to show you the back here in just a second. You can tell me if you think I should just go ahead and cover that entire back in that pattern. I wanted to keep it minimal, but it just feels like that stops really abruptly. Anyway, it's really cute, and I do like what his original concept was. I can see where he was going with that when he gave me the idea. And so it did come out kind of nice. But tell me what you think. Here's just a couple of clips of the jacket, some pictures of it. Now remember, before you get rid of stuff, you can always spruce it up, have a little fun with it, make it your own, go seek out your inspiration, and create something that's new and fresh and exciting for you. Your hands are gifted, your hands are anointed. You got creativity and imagination, so use it. Do you, have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, I'll be back with something new. I just wanted to take a break from all this wedding stuff because I'm in wedding stuff up to my ears. So I hope you enjoyed having a little fun with me sprucing up my old jacket. And if you do clothes, I'd love to see it. Tag me, share. Hey y'all, we're at over 5,000 subscribers. Isn't God good? Don't keep me a secret. Until next time, you all, remember the works of your hands are blessed, and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. See you next time.